Okay, everyone, welcome back. So, last episode, I believe we finished up the Forces of Nature and Regigigas quest, and I'm just now realizing that, or in between this episode and preparing for this episode, that this is just going to be one battle, which is the only exception, actually, amongst all these other quests. All the other quests usually have battles and a legendary associated with it, but this is the only post-game quest that does not have a legendary associated with it. So it's gonna be like its own awkward, very short episode here. But that is how the cookie crumbles. If I were a bit better in the previous episode, I could have maybe squeezed this battle in. But I didn't want the episode to be too long, so it's already like, over an hour long, the previous one, because I took so long getting through the Regigigas quest. But hey, here we are. So I already have my team prepped. I just came back out and stood in front of the nightclub again. Yeah, we're just gonna head and get started. So just head on back into the nightclub. And there's actually 2 new characters in here. No new dialogue, however. Wait, I think Elias is new actually. Hold on. Saphir and Tanya here are new, I believe. Okay, I thought Charlotte would have something to say about Saphir being here, but I guess she does not. Oh, before I forget, I did farm more BP points because I needed. I just realized BP points is a bit redundant. I farmed BP because I had to, level up my Pokemon and get my Pokemon prepped for all this. So, just wanted to note that. I did a bit of farming off screen, mining off screen, yes. Alright, we just head over here because there's only one quest left to do. Alright, and with that we're told to head to Vanhanen Castle for the next quest, so... Alright. Alright, excuse me, I lost train of thought there. Alright, next... excuse me, fly over, you see a little preview of my team. Alright, to the castle. You won't immediately fight a battle here, so you can feel free to walk in. And into here, we'll want to head back to where the gym battle was last time. But if we head over to the left here, I want to explain my team and also understand why it's set up the way it is. Alright, so Aegislash, Blaziken, Rotom, and Charizard are roughly the same, but I'll cover Charizard again since it's been a while. So, Volcarona here is holding leftovers for longevity, because this is going to be a hard battle because we are actually outnumbered. And Timid Nature, Flame Body, EVs are as such, max special attack and speed with their remaining in defense, actually. Then we have Calm Mind, because Calm Mind is boosted on the chest field. Yes, since we're back here, we will have to deal with the chest field. So we can gain a lot from Calm Mind here. And then we have Heat Wave because it doubles Bug Buzz for stab and Giga Drain for coverage. Up next we got Rotom. Holding a magnet, that's the only real noteworthy thing. It's still timid. Mixed stats all around. And same moveset. The reason why I brought Rotom along is there's quite a few physical attackers. And so Will-O-Wisp will allow me to mitigate that. Main issue with Will-O-Wisp is its inaccuracy, so I may actually have to reset. Hopefully I do not. Alright, up next we have Aegislash. Holding leftovers, sassy nature, same as always. Bulky, and same moveset as always. Then we have Blaziken, same as always, this time it's holding a wide lens with the adamant nature, speed boost. Same EV spread, and moveset. Alright, next we got Charizard. So Charizard here is holding a Charizard Art Y, so this is the same Charizard I used in the class Gauntlet. Timid Nature, Solar Power, but it'll change to Drought upon Mega Evolving. So that will give me, this is pretty much one of the few times where I'll be using Weather again, but it's not really a true Weather strat since I have to hold the Charizard Y, so the Drought will last very few turns. Then same moveset as always. Then lastly we have Como-O, actually new addition. It's holding a Comomium Z, and it has a hasty nature actually, which is plus speed minus defense. This is because Clanging Scales, I believe. Yeah, Clanging Scales is a special type attack, but we're running a mainly physical set, so we do not want to lower either of those two attacking stats. So we take this minus defense nature because that is the best stat we can afford to lose points on, because outside of, attack, special defense is lower than defense, so we lower the defense stat since we have more points to spare there. And then we have Soundproof. The overcoat doesn't matter because there's no weather, and then Bulletproof, there's no moves that we're immune to. There's only like one move Soundproof is immune to, but that's better than nothing, so we're running Soundproof. And then max attack, max speed, and 6 in HP. And then I have a mainly physical set, right? Stab through Outrage and Close Combat with Poison Jab as coverage, and Clanking Scales for the Z Crystal move. And now we will see what pieces my Pokemon will be here. So Volcarona and Rotom will be pawns, okay. Aegislash Rook, so that means defense and special defense raised by 1 stage on switch in. Blaziken special and normal attack, or attack and special attack raised on switch in. And Charizard King, which means priority to all moves. And Como-O will be Queen, which means defense and special defense raised on switch in, and damage the Pokemon deals is 1.5 times. So you will only have a Queen and a King, because Queen is always in the final slot of the team, and the King because that's how chess works. And then Pawn, first Pokemon, so you always have that. So the rest of your pieces can either be Rook, Bishop, or Knight. Knight is the best piece to have IMO because you do 3 times damage to the Queen, and you get a 1.25 times boost in a double battle where both moves target both opponents. But it's pretty hard because most Pokemon that have high speed stats aren't really accessible to us now, so it's really hard to do that. So you most likely end up with a Rook and or Bishop, or multiple Bishops for that matter. So if you can somehow find a way to get a Queen, or excuse me, a Knight onto your team, that would be ideal IMO. So yeah, yeah, the reason why I want my Como-O to be Queen is because the defense and special defense increase on top of, being able to use my Z Crystal move on it is just insane. Huge stat boost all around, on top of dealing damage at the same time. And then Charizard, priority to its moves, incredible. Volcarona Pawn can get free setup, same thing for my Rotom. Aegislash, just more bulky, and Blaziken is there for insurance via speed boost. And because it's a constant member on my team, even though I haven't used it for some battles, which is a bit unfortunate, but these battles are pretty tough, so I need to optimize pretty hard. Alright, anyway, we will head towards the back of the gym. I recommend saving here. Alright, and then just head on in. Alright, and with that, we are up against Umbral Radimus and Gossip Gardevoir here. So, as you can see, all 4 Pokemon here on the field are pawns, and what this Cloyster wants to do is Shell Smash its way to victory because it has a White Herb and that move. Of course, has Skill Link 2, which works well with its Stab Icicle Spear, and then of course, the Bishop here is actually holding a Dread Plate and has Sucker Punch, so that's what it tries to get off. Since these two are physical attackers and my Volcarona is going to be targeted, this is why I think my Rotom is a good choice here, and the reason why I want my Volcarona out first here too is because as a pawn, it will always get its Calm Mind off. At least one. So what we want to do is Calm Mind and then Will-O-Wisp the Cloyster. Hopefully it lands. Okay, good. So I get hit by Razor Shell there. So the best possible RNG would be for Razor Shell to miss because it has a 5% chance, and also dodge the defense drop, but the defense drop is a 50% chance, so not as lucky. And then the Bisharp wants to Sucker Punch my Rotom. So I actually go for 2 Calm Minds here and then a Will-O-Wisp on the Bisharp. So this one requires a little bit more luck. Okay, nice. So my Volcarona actually lives there, which is incredible. Alright, we're gonna go for Heat Wave here, then actually Volt Switch on the Cloyster if I can. Alright, not so lucky, that's fine. Alright, so up next we have Aegislash, or an Aegislash of their own, and Kartana. Kartana is a sweeping Pokemon, it's excellent. It's holding a life orb, so you can maybe try to stall it out with a burn if you can. Then we have Aegislash, which is similar in mine, except it is more physically oriented. So I'm gonna Heat Wave here. I'm probably gonna get Shadow Sneaked by it, because that is one of its moves it's got. So I'm just gonna try and Volt Switch out of here. Yeah, I thought so. It's fine. Flame Body, incredible. Leaf Blade. Pawn. Out. Alright, so I'm actually going to send in my Charizard here. And my Kommo-o. So, as discussed earlier, I can go for Clinging Scales, and I can actually substitute here, I think, safely. Due to my King's move, yep. That's whatever. Oh, that really hurts, though. I should be able to take out Kartana here, though. Yes. The defense increase was really nice. That's what let my Kommo-o live there, which is nice, really good. Alright. Next we have Lopunny. So this one is pretty annoying to deal with because it is actually a Mega Lopunny. So it's boosted Fake Out, but I didn't go for it, which is interesting. Alright, we took it down. Lose a defense drop, that's fine though. Alright, we are going to send in Blaziken next. Alright, Samurott is out next. So this Samurott is arguably the weakest Pokemon out of all the ones you can find here. It is just a Bishop. It doesn't have crazy stats. It has nothing too noteworthy. It's very physically oriented, of course. Then I think, yeah, we just go for Heat Wave and High Jump Kick here. It's fine. Okay, good. If I missed that 1% chance, I would have cried. Alright, up next we have Alakazam. Notable thing about it is that it's actually holding a Z Crystal. Of course, it is super fast and bulky, so that is a bit spooky. We're going to actually Protect on my Blaziken and then go for a Heat Wave on my Charizard here. Alright. Now we are going to go for Flare Blitz the Alakazam and Heat Wave again. Alright, Sunlight is gone, unfortunately. Alright, up next we have Escavalier. So it's holding a King's Rock, so that means it gets priority on its moves, but it will be a Speed type or a King's Rock versus King's Rock matchup on my, or King versus King matchup, excuse me, on my Charizard, but I should go first because my Charizard is faster. So I'm just going to Protect again and Heat Wave on my Charizard. Of course I somehow miss, but that's okay because I protected my Blaziken. And that's because it has Drill Run. Alright, up next we have Gossip Gardevoir here, so I'm sure you can imagine what its item is. Yeah, this is fine. So, yep, Gardevoir, right? It's got a standard set for a Gardevoir. Nothing too crazy, but we take it out no problemo. Alright, so up next we have Aggron here. It is holding a King's Rock as well. That's the only notable thing about it. Otherwise, Aggron is pretty unnoteworthy. So we're going to Protect again and go for a Heat Wave here. Alright. Nice. Alright, last up here we have Serena. I believe we're not last up actually. I think he's got one more Pokemon, maybe. Queenly Majesty or Queen Majesty as written here on the Wikipedia, but pretty sure it's Queenly Majesty prevents priority moves. So my Charizard will not actually be able to go first, but luckily we have my Blaziken here, so take it out, no problem. And now we have Diggersby. It is a Bishop. It's pretty strong, right? Because of huge power, so its attack is boosted on top of the life orb it's holding. So it's very strong here with its boosted attack coming in here, but nothing we can't deal with. So, Heat Wave misses, but High Jump Kick should be more than enough. And there you have it. Not too shabby. So, yeah, this team took quite a bit of thinking. I did some searching around on the interwebs to see what teams people came up with, but this is my own brainchild, aside of maybe like the Como-O, which I took into account. And technically Rotom Wash, but a person used Rotom Wash for Volt Switching, but I use mine mainly for the Will-O-Wisp. I did use Volt Switch at one point. But yeah, whatever. Volcarona was actually useless, which is a bit sad actually. I was hoping it'd be more useful, but I guess it just, you know, let my Rotom get off the Will-O-Wisp, and then I can send in my other Pokemon to get their stats raised and start sweeping. So yeah, Blaziken is really good here, because a lot of the Pokemon have like ground type moves or psychic type moves which are boosted here, so it can just like tank everything through protecting. And then Charizard is great here, especially if it gets if it's King, because it gets priority. Heat Wave with its Drought is just a huge amount of power coming through. And of course Stab with its extremely absurd special attack stat of like what, 159 I think, so it's like really good for this. But as I mentioned earlier, or actually no, I didn't mention this earlier, I should have said this before I came in, but other teams can be really good here too. Trick Room, right, is always viable, as I've been since the start of the post game, especially on this field, because Trick Room is guaranteed to last 8 turns, so you do not need to have an Amplified Rock, so that frees up your Trick Room setter to not be holding Amplified Rock. And so that means good Pokemon for that would be like Mega Camerupt, because of Eruption, does insane amounts of damage. And Typhlosion is really good because it also has Eruption as well. So if you just make it slower than usual, it can wreak some havoc. There's also Entei as well. But I don't plan on using legendaries unless I feel absolutely forced to, which I may do right at the very end as well. Oh wait, Entei is not that impressive stats actually. Huh. Okay, maybe not Entei, but it does learn Eruption, I believe. Then I don't know what other Pokemon learn Eruption, but yeah. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, your main choices really, I would say, are Typhlosion and Camerupt in that regard. So yeah, but of course there's a whole bunch of other strats here as well. So you can also read Big Joy's thing here too. I think if you want to destroy the field, that's probably the best tactic, honestly, because the chess field is really annoying to work around. So yeah, there's 2 tactics: Trick Room, using chessboard, or set up sweepers. Oh, I see. Okay. Big JRA says either smash the field and well-prepared doubles team along with perhaps a sweeper. Okay, my Blaziken with speed is really good. And then, yeah, if you have ways of dealing with physical moves, you can set up Reflect. You just have to work around Kartana's Brick Break. Is also Focus Ashes, right, as noted by my Volcarona and Rotom Wash. And Cloyster, that's why Cloyster sent out first, because it's multi-hit move, so it can make the Focus Sash on your Pokemon useless. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, you can choose your King via King's Rock as well. And then, yeah, there's a whole bunch of strats here that you can honestly go with. But you have access to a whole bunch of Pokemon at this rate, or at this point, so this battle shouldn't be too hard. Alright. I've been yapping for long enough, so let's continue on with the conclusion to this quest. accept the fast travel request here. Alright, and with that, that's actually the conclusion to the quest. So, if you remember in the story, I forgot the details a little bit, but Gardevoir did end up swallowing Radimus in the black hole back on Victory Road. So it has been quite a while since we've seen them. So they're making their amends there. And we also hear some interesting dialogue regarding Radimus and Anna. So in case you couldn't tell, Seacrest was describing Anna at the start of the quest. So I believe, I haven't been on this route before, but I'm going to assume that the dialogue here is a little bit different because I really don't remember that from the last time I went through. So that's interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna call it here for this episode. Next episode we'll be tackling more post-game quests. Hopefully, I mean, I know there's gonna be tough battles up ahead for sure. This one is the one we just did just now. I made it look easy, but it is not. It's a 6v12, and two of the megas on the opposing side are ridiculously strong, Gardevoir and Lopunny. Those are like extremely strong megas, and then extremely decently strong Pokemon. Thankfully they have 0 in IVs, but that barely matters. Not all the Pokemon are Ubers or even OU, but if we're thinking of like competitive Pokemon, but they're all decently strong. Yeah, hopefully either you can just copy my team and maybe my strat if you want, or you can try and cook up something of your own as well. Once again, Trick Room recommended, or a really good doubles team like what I have here. Alright, the next quest, I'm looking at it now, is really fucking annoying, so it'll probably be its own episode for that one specific quest, and maybe even the same for the other ones. Alright, cool, got it. Alright, once again, I've been talking too long, so I'm just going to call it here. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you here for the next episode. Alright, see ya.